Amazing, astounding, sensational, remarkable you. It's you. It's you. Amazing, astounding, sensational.
Hello, and welcome to this fantastic episode of Egeb Reg Evom. I'm your host, Ed Pavlicek, because I can't say my last name that way, and I'm with my fantastic co-host, Sewell Tam.
You see these words? You know what they mean? Movie garbage. And you can't piss on movie garbage. I won't allow it!
Oh, boy. Yeah, that was a lot harder to pronounce than I thought.
I'm sure, dude. My last name's weird.
Yeah, yeah, no, this is Movie Garbage with Ed Bobenchek and Matt Lewis.
Hell
and
yeah.
Bobenchek is a really hard last name to say backwards.
It's hard to spell forward, too.
It sure is.
But yeah, today we were doing Troll 2.
Oh, Magoof. I chose this movie because, like I said last time, I don't hear enough people talk about it.
Yeah, it's pretty legendary. It should be talked about way more.
It should be, but not enough people do it. And I think I realized the reason why.
Yep.
It's because this movie, when watching by yourself, is a hell of a lot worse than watching it with somebody.
Oh, yeah, it's very boring. If you don't, it's like occasional chuckles to yourself, but if you're watching with somebody, it's hilarious to react to.
Oh, 100%. Because I first saw it with you, actually.
Yeah.
We were hanging out one day, and it was randomly on Amazon Prime. Like, oh, hey, we'll watch this.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with it.
It's amazing, dude.
It is crazy. But then watching this for my notes, I remember about, 30 minutes in, I'm like, oh my god, I still have another hour to go of this shit.
Yeah, it gets real dragged down in the middle there. Real random.
I did watch the documentary today, though.
Oh, same.
I started rewatching a bit of it in my spare time because
Yeah.
I was watching my kids today because, fun fact, this recording is during about, week 2 or 3 of COVID-19 quarantine?
Social isolation times, yeah.
Yes, so we are on, opposite ends of the house, 100%, right?
Yeah, no touching anything. We're all very to ourselves. But we're all wearing probably whole gas mask suits and everything.
Exactly. But, yeah, I lost my train of thought here. But, yeah, it was...
Watching the movie was very difficult.
Oh, yes, watching the documentary. And it was interesting to see how some of the people reacted. I was sad to see that the druid lady was not in there at all.
Seen her, yeah.
The mother was absolutely, that actress is 100% batshit insane.
Also, the store shop owner guy.
He
seemed very crazy. Well, he was one of my favorite characters in this movie.
He seemed crazy, but
more together than her.
A lot more together. He seemed like not to be mean, but he did have a legitimate issue.
Oh yeah.
You know, so but
he
knew about it.
Yeah. He was also his whole on-set stuff of how he felt and everything was very interesting to hear.
Yeah.
I started the documentary a week or two ago, and I was just this is too boring. I started I didn't even get to the shop owner part. I was everyone's too on board. Everyone's oh, this movie's so bad, I can't believe it. Oh, this movie's so dumb, huh? Isn't it? And it's all these college people watching it together. I'm just this is too boring of a documentary. I'm not interested in it. But finally, I was you know what? Fine, I'll finish it off. And it's the entire last 3/4 of it are all just interviewing these maniacs, the director and the
oh my gosh.
guy, and it completely turns from that point to actually following all these crazy people, and not just a bunch of people in on the joke, just absolute weirdos.
Oh yeah, I feel like this is a quintessential director vibe. That they think that they made the best movie that they could have made, and it is fantastic. And anyone crapping on it is a jerk and doesn't fully understand it. You know.
I was gonna say the whole angle of weird Italian directors in the early '90s and '80s and stuff making bizarre weird movies. If you watch a ton of Cinema Sob stuff of all of his weird Italian director gore movies and horror movies and stuff, they're all huge crazy weirdos who think that they know American stuff more than Americans and they make insane movies.
No. You American girl can't tell me how American teenagers talk. I can tell you how. Yes, this is how. Newsflash. That's not how American teenage girls talk.
Yeah, they're absolutely crazy people. It's amazing.
I would say the writer woman, she seemed more stable.
Yeah, she seemed pretty normal. She seemed pretty chill and relaxed about the whole thing, and not she never said anything taking it as seriously as the director and the other writer.
Oh, 100%. He took it personal.
Yeah, he was just I made a great movie, and everyone should appreciate this movie, and they don't understand it. They don't get it. One of the funny things in the documentary was one of the other writers, another Italian man, was just people at the time it was released didn't understand it, but now that movies like Harry Potter are out, now that my movie, now people understand it, it's it's good, but it's actually Troll 2. Fun
I
fact,
saw that. Yeah. He's like, Troll 2 makes more sense now because of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
What?
Also, fun fact, if you like follow stuff other stuff, the first Troll, which is actually the Troll movie, and this is actually just Goblin, the first Troll movie made I think in the 80s. Guess what the protag's name was?
Huh?
Harry Potter.
Are you serious?
Yeah, way before J.K. Rowling ever wrote anything.
Wow, that person should sue, make a lot of money.
The protag of Troll 1 is Harry Potter.
Well, damn.
I wish that was a crossover I'd love to see.
I would 100% pay to see that movie.
Yeah, when there's like a troll in the dungeon in the first movie, it's like one of these creepy little people in masks.
Yes, the Troll 2 film with goblins, and you just don't get it. You don't get it.
Yeah, also, you see when they asked the director, like, why is it called Troll 2 if there aren't any trolls? He's like, I don't understand that question. I don't understand that question. Next question.
Yes, I was like, come on. You've got, like, I get that there's a language barrier, but goblin and troll, there are a strict... How did it become to be known as Troll 2?
I think it was like a common thing is like late in production when something's being shipped around, they'll usually like tie it to another film to like get some notoriety if it's completely not even related to it. That was like a big thing in the early 90s and 80s with like crappy B movies. They would always be like, oh, this is Blink 2, even though it's like a completely different story, just change the name of a couple things.
I could see that then.
Yeah.
I will say before we too into this is that watching the documentary made me respect the father. What's his name again?
I didn't get the name down.
I forget his name, and I feel bad because he's like all over this documentary.
Oh yeah, he's the most into it though.
Oh, 100%. Well,
he's the most sane and most
next to the son.
I'm about to say actually the son, he kind of takes a back step because he's directing the thing kind of stuff. The father's like always on screen and always giving his thoughts and like really telling stuff. It's actually
Yeah, I will say that it was interesting. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry, we are drinking beer because of this movie.
Yeah.
But no, he seemed the most into it. But it was interesting to see his 3 reactions between going to the screenings where people were there for the film and they got to enjoy his company and ask questions about it, and which is a really cool thing when you get a chance to like keep the movie going in a sense.
Absolutely, yeah.
But then going to that big like Comic-Con style thing.
These people are weirdos.
No, that was the horror convention.
Oh, that was a horror convention?
Yeah, which I'm not even more surprised. But that Comic-Con, I get where that one, like, no one knew him because it's ironic that...
At that point of the documentary being filmed, this movie's still mildly esoteric. Like, not a lot of people would know about it at that point, but, like, I'm sure down the line more people would be like, oh, yeah, Troll 2.
But I think, too, also, like, something I even noticed was... horror conventions and mainstream sci-fi comic conventions are vastly different.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's because, when you see comic book films, there's a sense of camp to it, but there's also a sense of taking yourself seriously. Mm-hmm. But a lot of horror films, especially the ones people really love, sometimes the best ones are the ones that play off of the fact that they're not taking it seriously, or they're so serious, like this film, where it comes across as fun and all that. And the levels of camp are I guess, more forgivable.
Yeah. Also, I was going to say, horror conventions tend to actually have, like, more strongly dedicated people going to visit the people and, like, slightly more, like, famous people more often than not amongst those communities. They're much smaller, more tight-knit, much seriously taking the communities.
100%. Like, we have Cinema Wasteland here in Cleveland, and, I mean, you get the same vendors and the same people who go every single year to that, because those are the people they invest into horror films. Whereas if like a Comic-Con or a Wizard World, a casual person who maybe just like the new Star Wars can go to that and still have something to enjoy.
Yeah.
But if they go to the horror convention without knowing anything, seeing, the art director for the Evil Dead films, it's going to mean nothing to them.
Yeah, of course.
So I think that's pretty the difference, which I found it funny that he didn't like the horror convention because a lot of those people there at times are in the same boat as him, only they take themselves a lot more seriously.
Yeah, they've probably been on the road a lot more with the whole thing, and they have like I said, way more dedicated fans. They're like, oh my god, I'm a huge fan of yours, like all
for
the
someone
time.
who, for 5 minutes of screen time, they think that they are the most amazing person in the world, and it's the craziest thing.
Yeah, it was very interesting. But yeah, the documentary, everyone check it out. I think it was Best Worst Movie.
Best Worst Movie, and it is free on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, unlike Troll 2.
Yes, which I have Cinemax subscription now because of it. I kept it because there's actually some good movies on that Cinemax subscription. We are not sponsored or affiliated. Unless you want email. What's the email?
MatthewLewisPodcasts@gmail.com.
Email us, Cinemax, if you want us to.
Please do.
Yeah, because there's some great movies on there, and we'll do some films on there, even if they're not that great.
We'll probably cover them eventually. Well, they're all great. Just
yes. All right, so Troll 2. The film is... I've been going back and forth on how to begin, like, my initial reactions to it, because I remember us watching it together and thoroughly having a good laugh and chuckle and taking my notes with it and everything and being like, oh my gosh. And watching the documentary kind of made me feel in the middle. Like, I see the humor in things, and remember the humor that I had with it, but it is a rough film to not watch with somebody.
Oh yeah, dude! I was like when I watched it, I was like practically on my phone like every couple of seconds, like, oh, nothing's gonna happen for a minute. Let me just no funny characters on the screen. Okay, let me just see what's going on Twitter. Like I've seen the movie enough times to like know comprehensively what's going on in it. But it was like there are a lot of dragging moments when it's like
so many
waiting for the funny stuff. Yeah.
And I forgot too about watching it again. This is a sickening film. Like I will give them credit. Like, the special effects are terrible, but they have a sense of disgustingness to them.
Yeah.
But unintentional. They're unintentional. Because, like, there's some actually creepy shots of random cut-ins to the goblins.
Yeah.
That are like, oh, this is disturbing.
Yeah, that one goblin with the weird big eyes. Like, every time I see that, I freaked out. I was like, ugh, God, that thing's gross.
But it's unintentional. I think it just accidentally falls into the uncanny valley.
Yeah.
Of being so fake that it's like, I'm not afraid of it or whatever, but it's
uncomfortable, yeah.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable.
Also, the funny thing about the opening scene when you see all the fairy tale, I completely forgot about the opening and the ending of this movie. Every time I see about this movie, I always forget everything that happens after they leave Nilgbog, and I forget everything before Grandpa Seth disappears. I remember about the fairy tale, but like when you hear about all the little person actors and the costumes having gloves that were like way too big for their hands, just flapping them around at the screen, It's amazing. But did you want to? Oh God, bug in here.
Here we go for a bug. I'm having a beer. Fantastic podcast time. Oh boy, but it's.
You start the film.
I was gonna say that before we get to it, like some of the goo effects when the people die are disturbingly sickening. Mm-hmm. Some of them are dumb. I mean, they're all dumb, but they are sickening. And also, the food all literally looks worse than actual vomit.
Yeah, it's very weird. Like, what weird paste? Well, you want to, like,
how does nobody, like, be like, this is
green Play-Doh on a biscuit or some green Play-Doh on top of a corn?
Corn! Why? There's green on your corn? What are you doing?
Or their thick Nilgbog milk.
Oh, God. Oh, there was some disgust. This is a sickening film.
It's really gross.
There are films that are bad, like The Room and Birdemic, which, this is kind of compared, those films are compared to this one, and rightfully so, because this is an 89, 90 released film that feels like it was shot in, like, the 70s.
Yeah, well, yeah, those Italian director style. It's all
and it's just weird, but, like, I feel like The Room and Birdemic they're fun. They're dumb and everything, but they're fun, and they're not at all relevant to the genres that they want to be.
Yeah, exactly.
But this film, while fun and entertaining, has some creepy moments, has some gooey, some gross out moments, and there are times, excuse me, mother burping. It has moments where I feel like the film did meet its intended goal. Oh, whether it did it by accident or not, it does do that occasionally.
Yeah, it legit feels like a old school horror movie more than Birdemic feels like a horror movie, or more than The Room ever feels like a drama.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think let's get started here with the summary.
Let's finally get started on this dang crazy movie. Opens on a weird fairy tale, and
it starts off very Princess Bride style.
Yeah,
because you got grandpa. You have this oldest grandfather telling his grandson a story about Peter Pan going through a quote unquote foggy forest with badly costumed little people.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God!
Which I forgot, I didn't write it down, sadly, but the evil creatures.
Did he say that they were goblins at that point?
He called them goblins. They call them goblins throughout the film.
Yeah,
they don't say the word troll once in a film called Troll 2.
Oh God! Yeah, but the goblins are chasing this weird man, and do they like accidentally wound him?
He's like trips and knocks himself out.
Okay,
but he's like. The first shots are terrible because they show the goblins. He talks about them as if they're these shadows, but then they full on show them
just standing in the forest, wiggling their arm hands.
Yes, and the kid's like, why would they try to do this to a Grandpa Seth? Which, by the way, one of our favorite jokes is how they only mention this thing one time when they mention it like 20 times.
Yeah, exactly.
Grandpa Seth is the grandfather's name.
Yeah, he calls himself Grandpa. You listen to your Grandpa Seth.
He says every single time. But he's like, why would they do this to him? He's like, because they don't have to justify their evil actions. They are purely evil creatures with evil intentions.
The first, like, one of my first notes is like, I feel like this bit with Grandpa Seth and these trolls was like put in practically last minute to like explain what the hell's happening in the movie. Where they talked about how like they feed him some crazy green food and he turns into a plant and they eat him.
Yes. Let's see. Yeah, there's shitty costumes, bad masks, ill-fitting clothes, no effective because they make me ill.
But yeah,
Yes.
like he's like the kid's hearing the story from his grandpa Seth, and then he's just like, "Why do they do this?" Like, "Oh, because they're evil." And then the mom comes in.
Well, no, the guy in the story falls over,
Yeah.
and knocks himself out, and he wakes up, and there's a random woman in the shot, and he's like, I fell in love with her instantly. You just had a concussion. We're running from strange little monsters, and you're gonna suddenly fall in love with this big-eyed, creepy woman in the middle of the forest.
Fake freckles.
And those literally, and they say, I rewatched it again today. They were saying he ate and drank. He's literally eating a bowl of slop.
Yeah, it's like weird green.
It is disgusting. It is like oatmeal mixed with dog vomit.
I wonder if it's supposed to be the no-bug milk stuff.
Possibly, but it's still gross.
It's still
and they
really
refer to it as food, and he also drinks it.
Yeah, it's like a weird soup, I assume,
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, he's sweating green, the color of sap.
Is that what that was?
That's what he says.
I completely forgot about that line.
Yeah, he calls it sap, and changed him into half plant, half man. But as a favorite, they say that's his favorite food. They hate meat, you know.
Yeah.
But he's still
He's
half
still
man.
half-man, yeah, exactly.
So,
It's so stupid.
That's so dumb. And he's like, and he eats him. And then it turns out the mom turned on the light, and he's
kid's,
like,
sitting
"Why are you
there."
still awake?" "Oh, Grandma's over telling me a story."
Yeah, he
And
covers his mouth in the middle of telling her, like, "Mom, that Grandpa Seth was there because
And the chair's still rocking, but it's empty.
Woo. And the kid, she like, kind of just walks off, like, "Go to bed," and then just goes downstairs and talks to the dad.
Oh no! She does. She gets angry at him.
Yeah.
She sits down and she's, you were there, and you remember what they said that Grandpa Seth is. He's a figment of my imagination. That's right. You remember it was hard on you, and it was hard on your sister, and it was hard on your father, and it was hard on me, his daughter. It was like the exposition was heavy with her.
Yeah. Also, did you see like the weird posters in that kid's room?
I think I did write some of those.
He had the Killing Joke Joker on his dang background wallpaper, like
Yes.
the Killing Joke
Yes.
cover. I was like, "Whoa, what the hell?" He
He also had a Detroit Pistons and a Chicago Cub pennant. He had a few other random sports teams.
like a bunch of like Batman and Superman posters and stuff. I was like, "Oh, that's really weird."
There's some weird set dressings in this film.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, that's right. I wrote the Joker poster on wall, Killing Joke.
Yeah, so freaking bizarre. But yeah, it's so good. Let's see. After that, the mom goes downstairs, right? And talks to
She
the
passes
dad.
by the daughter's room, it's like a bunch of weird cuts, and she's just working out. She's got the old school workout video leotard,
90s dancing.
and she's just doing a bunch of bench presses in her room, as those teenage girls do.
Doing
It's
bench
just an
presses.
epidemic. Them teenage girls,
bench pressing.
bench pressing in the room. That's when she goes downstairs.
Yeah, it's like creepy exposition. Mom just starts telling weird stuff to everybody.
Yes, and then she goes tells the dad, and there's apparently only 26 residents.
In this town, yeah. Oh god, it's so ridiculous. The dad says that there will be peasants and farmers.
Yes, yeah. He's like, there's no people who will be peasants and farmers, and they're talking about. Then the mother's like, because what's his name? The kid, I forget their name.
I didn't write the kid's name down. The only person I have written down is like Grandpa Seth, and then just like mom, dad, and sister. I was like,
Yeah, but he's like, she asked the husband, "Are goblins real?"
Yeah, he like turns to me like, what are you like? Who are the goblins? And he's like, what?
And there's some weird cuts.
Yeah, and this one we cut to the daughter's room, just doing her dances. And
First
the
kid is in his room, like, goblins are, hearing something in his window, and all of a sudden he has a flashlight and he looks, and there's a random face right against the window.
He's screaming and jumps in his bed.
Goblins are real. Goblins are real.
Yeah, it's so goddamn stupid. And then the weird we found out the sister's boyfriend, we assume, is like with his like 4 other identical weird white dude friends. Just like, let's just go to Tonino's for pizza, they say. But,
I wrote this because the kid screams, when the boyfriend scares him, and then they take the ladder over to her window, and he goes in and scares her, and she screams. How do the parents not hear them screaming?
I don't even know. They're too busy talking about
shitty
goblins.
Parents.
Talking about who the goblins. But yeah, like she's like
Yeah.
kicks her in the balls and says like, "You trying to turn me a homo?"
Yes.
And then like they talk about how like the dad's gonna cut the nuts off. This is a line that they talked about in the documentary about like the director saying like, "I know how teenage girls talk," and him like the guys being like, "We should probably change this line, dude. It
She's
doesn't
like,
make sense."
if my father caught you here, he would cut off your little nuts and feed them to you.
Oh, he said he would eat them.
And he'd eat them. Oh, I missed that one. Yeah, it's so gross and weird.
Yeah, but they say that they're
the
gonna
weirdest, and it's so unnatural.
It's so crazy, but then like eventually she just tells him like, "Yeah, leave your friends," and then
Leave your
like,
friends to come with us. He's like, okay, I
Yeah.
will. Cut to, nope. Nope, just
her
no.
crying in the car. And
Yes, just cut to her crying in the car because he didn't show up.
Oh, God,
And they
that's
left at 9:30 instead of 8 sharp.
Yeah, we waited for him, and like everyone's sitting in the car all upset, and this is when the mom says like, "Sing that song that I like so much."
Oh, hold on. Before you talk about the song here, I want to say while you're watching it again. So they're on a ladder, like on the second floor of the house.
I guess so.
All 3 of the friends show up at the window, very far apart from
yeah.
each other. So how are they doing that?
Also, the fact that they actually use a real house. Did they use a real house? Or was that a set? I wonder.
I don't. I mean, that would have to be a set for that window at least.
Yeah,
Because there's no way they're all standing on the same ladder,
Oh, God, it's so
like
stupid.
6 feet apart, like they were social distancing. Look at that relevance.
Yeah, keeping it relevant. The mom wants the son to sing a song in the car that they're all
Yes.
driving to Nilgbog in. She
They
says,
sing the Realty song free. Row, row your boat
Exactly.
gently down the stream. Row, row. Oh, you're not going to jump in?
"Oh,
Okay.
well, I was like, sorry, no, I don't want to sing that song." But like, yeah, they're the kids just like driving. We see all the friends he brought on along the way, just like on the side of the road. The other
On a
boyfriend.
camper.
Yeah, in a camper. All the guys' friends. And then like this, we cut back to the mom, like or the kid like falling asleep in the car, and then waking up and everyone's a goblin in the car.
And yeah, he's like freaking out and it turns into whatever.
Yeah,
That was
so-
creepy. That was actually fairly creepy.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty interesting scene. Then he like wakes up and he's like, his mom's like, "Are you okay?" And he's just like, "I'm fine." She's like, all looks really hurt at him, like freaking out at her. It was so
He didn't
weird.
even be like, it was like, he's like, don't eat me. He's like, are you okay? Well, I'm fine. Like, as you just had a dream about goblins.
Yeah.
Like, you've been freaked with these goblins and you're not going to tell anybody?
It's when he sees like Uncle Seth on the side of the road and they pull over.
Around that time, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like so disjointed in our notes. But yeah, they see him on the side. He jumps. He's like, "I gotta go to the bathroom," and he pulls over. And then like they jump out of the car and talks to them. Like he's like, "You gotta stop your parents from going to the town." And he's like, "What, Grandpa Seth?" And his parents are like, "What are you doing, Joshua?" It's Joshua's a kid.
Yeah,
And then,
that's right. Joshua.
Yeah, and then he turns around and they're like, "What?" "I'm talking to Grandpa." He turns back to some crazy soot-covered hobo.
Afterwards, I got in trying to mug him or steal
That
the
was
car.
crazy. He's like, "So what do you want, kid?"
You gonna let me in or give me a ride?
Yeah, and then he just jumps in the car.
Where's he trying to go, though?
I don't even know.
They're
To murder the family, probably.
They're right outside Nilgbog almost at this point.
Yeah.
They can't,
And this, yeah, like, so, and this is when they get back into the car and start driving. This is when they see
no.
the boyfriend and all of his friends like ahead of them somehow, and they're like, "How'd they get ahead of them?"
how did they? Because they didn't even know where Nilgbog was at first.
Yeah, no, they somehow got ahead
And
of
then
them
in
their
a camper, like they and also like, why did he? Also, how did they see him? Like, how did she
They're
see
like
them
on a
all
cliff, and he
waving?
just like flicks them off.
Yeah, and they acted like, whoa, what was that about? I don't know. Maybe it's because she expected you there at 8 o'clock, boyfriend Elliot. I gotta
Yeah,
say
you got
now.
that wrong? Okay.
Elliot, and you didn't show up. Didn't tell her where you were,
Yeah.
and then you do show up with the friends that she said basically, "I'll have sex with you if I'm not with your friends because I don't believe in group sex."
Yeah, that was a whole weird line too. Like from that weird Italian director.
I don't
who can't
believe
speak
in group sex. This movie.
I love this line.
I will give the movie credit at this point.
It's funny.
Well, it's funny, but it takes off. Like, there's a lot of films that are slow or they drag on opening.
Oh yeah, there's like the 5 sex scenes in the room before it actually gets to the funny
Yes,
stuff.
there's just Birdemic.
Yeah.
But I will give credit to Birdemic. Is
Like
that
40 minutes before anything funny happens.
I mean that one does utilize that time, but this film takes off running. You get the creepy guy. I mean, I would have thought they would have been better served not showing the goblins immediately dead on multiple times. With
We
their,
also get a lot of creepy country people like immediately in this scene, like where they drive into the town.
Yes.
You see all those creepy hat. He was like, what is it, like the hat gang? I still called them by name, like just standing outside of the store. Who are these weirdos?
the family was so creepy too. Like,
Yeah.
why?
They meet the family at the new house, and then like the kid just like they all look dirty and weird, and then the kid just like throws a ball saying, "Eat before we eat you." And it's like why did the goblin kid warn him?
Yes, yes. On before that though, they're like, it's a bit noisy and stinky, but it's pretty good. We have all the amenities. We've got a stove. We've got a microwave. We've got a refrigerator.
Yeah, they're already getting in the car and
We got-
driving away.
We got an air conditioner.
Yeah.
It was like you're just listing off this uncomfortable list of like regular home appliances.
Oh god, it's so ridiculous.
But they have all those at the house.
Yeah, the house is pretty normal, pretty up to date.
Yeah.
I was wondering why they all like so like Dust Bowl poor. Like they had a pretty normal, nice house.
Yeah. Like there was a nice country
Actually, they
home.
never did any. I will say, like the whole movie. Did they ever do any farming? We like barely found the family. At
No,
this
they
point.
did not do any farming. I didn't see even a farm for them to be
Yeah,
farming
we're
at.
like lose the family in a second for like the entire middle of the movie.
I did ask originally where did they go as people actually go, but then we realized they just stayed in town. They never left. Yeah,
This is when they go in, and this is the dinner scene.
So my notes were: kid from creepy farm family throws Josh a baseball and is saying, "Eat before we eat you."
Yeah,
Wow, as you said, why?
yeah, it's very
Why
stupid.
would you warn them?
But this is when we get a really great scene when they go into the house and see all their
Oh my
delicious
gosh.
green paste covered food.
So
like weird cold biscuits and English
look
muffins.
Look at my notes here, Matt. Do you see this giant paragraph?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It's all just insane, weird crap. They see the big weird plate of food and they say like, "Oh, this is gonna be great."
This is so delicious. One of the things I noticed watching it with subtitles, bleh, is the daughter says, "It tastes funny. Ooh, I feel weird." That's one of the lines.
Did she eat it?
According to the script, and the line that she said, she ate it.
Did she say?
She says something along the lines of like, "It tastes funny. Ooh, I feel weird." It's a weird one-off in the background line, like when they're all talking in a group.
She didn't say it looks weird.
She said, "I feel weird."
Weird. That's weird. Yeah, I was gonna
Yes.
say because like in my notes, my next note is like they spend 10 minutes passing the food back and forth between each other, not eating it.
Yes, I'm thinking like, why? You have so much time to just take one bite, and that's all you need.
Yeah.
And you're a plant, and you're
Yeah.
being devoured by goblins.
It's very stupid.
It's so dumb. Yeah, Grandma said it's like knocking at the window, like.
Yep.
He has some nice extra audio there.
Oh, yeah.
Audio work. And he opens the window and it's Grandpa Seth and he's not there, but then he is there.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You can't let him eat." Snap. You have 30 seconds. And they all freeze.
Yeah. By freeze, you mean like holding still while their arms and legs are shaking.
I wish my reaction right now could be captured visually.
Yeah,
because
he's swinging his hands around like, what the hell's happening? He's just like...
He snaps his fingers and he freezes the family. Like, obviously, with the actors are just literally holding in place,
Yeah, they're
and you can
barely
see them
holding
shaking.
still, yeah. But yeah, he has the ability to actually freeze time whenever he wants.
They are quote unquote not moving.
Yeah.
But how can he freeze time? And why does this only happen once? Spoiler alert: this is the only time that he freezes time. Okay, even 30 seconds would save so many other people.
Yeah, they could like get in a car and leave in that time period later.
Yeah, or, freeze the fucking goblins when they show up later.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, there's some weird stuff with the goblins and him later, but like, yeah, after he freezes the time, this is when the kid, he says, you have to do something to stop him from eating the food. And this is when he like solemnly walks over to the table, looks at his parents and family.
I gotta do it.
Yeah.
Unzip.
And then
Bad cut to.
Bad cut to them scraping the food into the trash. I was gonna say they had a bunch of food like in their hands, like right just like a foot away from their mouths. How did he pee on that food too?
Yes, that's a good question. Which this is where, by the
They
way,
didn't see him teleport on top onto the table mid piss.
yeah, apparently not. But like when they freeze frame, you see like we mentioned earlier. There's like a literal green line of like someone took green frosting and put it on the corn.
Yeah, it literally looks like green frosting. And they just put it on top of an English muffin as if it's a pastry.
Like put it in the center. Make it like a cream-filled donut.
Yeah, no, it's
catch them off guard.
It's very stupid.
So dumb. Oh my god!
It's all that weird magic paste.
No, this is so gross. Who would look at this food and think yum? No. Like, I think I wrote that down somewhere. Why was the family not questioning the gross green stuff on the food?
They just start eating it, don't even check what it is.
Because they're farmers, and that's what farmers eat?
Yeah, they eat green slop on top of stuff. It's all
Okay,
very dumb. But
question.
yeah.
Did he pee on the food, or did he poop on the food?
I think he peed on the food.
Because they mentioned...
Oh, he says piss, so yep is on hospitality.
But they also mentioned, like, it's like something like a shit. And it's like literally, or it stinks. I'm like...
You say, like, when she's scraping the food away, she said, this stinks.
Yeah.
He's not drinking enough water.
Apparently. But there was just like one or two lines in there that made me like...
I see Pete and poop, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah. When he's getting carried upstairs, and the mom's like, don't hit him. Don't you hit him.
Did she say that?
Yeah.
I didn't even hear that line. Oh, you must have a different copy than me. I didn't hear out that list because I see him lifting up the stairs. Like, you see these words? You see what they mean? They mean hospitality. And you can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it. And he'll stand up on the bed. And he's like unbuckling his belt.
Yes.
He's just
Okay.
He's like, what are you going to do to me, Dad? And he says,
No, he says, Daddy.
Yeah,
Joshua says,
Another guy didn't drink beer while I'm trying to record this.
Joshua says, Mommy and Daddy.
Yeah, it's very bizarre.
But he is not, I feel like he's past the age.
Yeah,
to be
he seems
saying
too old
it.
to be saying that. It's very creepy.
Especially, I'm sorry, maybe I'm just watching too much adult content, but a kid saying, what are you going to do to me, Dad?
It's so gross.
It's so uncomfortable.
It's awful.
As he's
Yeah, but this is
clearly
like
looking to
a
take his
hilarious.
belt
Yeah,
off.
but like then you get a hilariously amazing line. He says, "What are you doing to me, Daddy?" Very
What are
creepily.
you doing? I'm like, this is why, like back when Freddy got fingered, I went, uh-oh.
Yeah, exactly.
However, unlike Freddy got fingered, because this is our Freddy got fingered reference.
Oh yeah, there it goes. Gonna have one every episode.
Yep. He's like, I'm going to tighten my belt one loop so I don't feel hunger pains.
Oh my god, that's one of my favorite. That's tied with another one from my favorite lines of this whole movie.
Oh my god.
It's an incredible scene.
I don't know if I should be
I believe your mother and sister will probably have to do the same. And then he leaves.
But then there's a weird backstory. It's like, I'm used to this. So, you want to challenge me, Joshua? Game on. But I've got more experience. Like this weird little bit of backstory where the father seemingly grew up poor.
Yeah, they keep referencing a couple times with like the mom saying that, or like the dad, or like Grandpa Seth calling the father a no good bum and like saying he never liked him. It comes up a couple of times, but it's so weird because he never does it. This is because he's Southern, I guess, maybe.
Is he Southern though?
He's Southern. He can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it. But yeah, it's very crazy. And this is like
beer number 2.
Yeah, this is when we cut to back to the stupid friends, and like the weird nerdy friend with glasses is finally leaving his house or leaving the camper.
Before that, I just want to mention, I wrote down my notes here. He looks around the room after the dad leaves, and there's some really creepy goblin paintings. Why?
Yeah, you're right.
Why do they give themselves away?
Because this movie's very
They
stupid.
trick Peter Pan in the opening with the pretty lady, and they're tricking all the people in this town. But why would you throw the baseball? Why do you have like the creepiest fucking photos possible?
Because this movie's very bad and dumb, and the director doesn't speak English.
But that still makes no sense.
It doesn't. Not in any language.
Oh yeah.
As we cut to the glasses friend, like just I'm gonna go out to this. He goes to town and take a piss. What's he doing?
I don't remember exactly what he went to
Yeah,
do.
he goes into the woods and then he sees a beautiful lady covered in green slime.
The reason, by the way, that the French went with him was because Elliot promised them a bunch of beautiful, cute, unattached babes for them.
Yeah, in the weird town.
That they don't even hear her about. They've never heard about that.
Yeah, exactly. Nice.
only on my second beer and I'm already.
Thank goodness I'm doing all the computer stuff. But yeah, they say he's gonna get some babes into town, and he's like, "Oh, there's no babes here. I'm gonna go take a piss or whatever into the woods." And then he sees a weird girl with tattered clothes and green slime all over her.
Where does she come from?
I assume she escapes the barn. I don't even know, because not the barn. Yeah, I assume she's another hitchhiker. Who knows? It's a whole story we never get. Her name in the credits is just run girl in forest or something like that. They don't care. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, they really didn't care about her. Which honestly, I'm surprised the friends even have names.
I don't know them. Elliot maybe because he's the most prominent
Arnold.
one of them.
I think I wrote it down. I did write Arnold. His name, the oh my
Glasses
god,
one?
yeah, glasses is Arnold.
Yeah.
He, by the way, when he started chasing her, he got out of breath in 2 seconds. He's like 1, 2, 3, and I stopped on a tree to catch his breath.
Yeah, he's a weird nerd. Maybe that's why.
And then she's all freaked out. She said she ate. They made me eat the stuff. I feel like I'm gonna die. And then the goblins show up.
Yeah, undisguised, just ready to eat her, with spears and staves.
And he's just super chill about it.
He's just like, okay, what's going on? Okay, and then starts telling him hey, you little weirdos need to leave or something. And he leans back, looks back at her, and gives okay sign.
Yes, I'm like, what are you doing? These do not look okay. These goblin costumes.
Yeah,
one of them. Like I said, they come across effective a bit because they're creepy and they're unnerving.
Oh, yeah.
And they clearly do not look human.
Yeah, they look very weird and
all.
bad.
But he's just so casual around them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he walks over back to her, because he's all cool. And I wrote, and I'm gonna try to do it the best I can through just my vocals. The goblins throw a spear at him. And of course, the friends ignore it when he screams.
Yeah, I know. They're like, oh, what was that? Like, oh, he must be found a lovely woman in the flower, huh?
But that was his scream.
Yeah, no.
Was she probably deflowering him?
Yeah, and they all just laugh and like let him die in the forest.
Yeah, but he's like, that's about what it was.
Yeah, pretty much. And then they manage to flee from the goblins.
He passes out.
Does he pass out?
Wakes up. Spear's gone. And the goblins are just standing over there watching him. What?
Oh, God.
Well, according to the director, it's because he recognized bad acting. That's why there was cut.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, they run. This is when they run to that weird church place.
Yes, which they refer to as a house. I'm like, this is clearly
it's
a
giant
church.
fenced-off church. It's so stupid.
It is clearly a church. They keep calling it a house.
Yeah, I will say even when see like Arnold. Yeah, Arnold flees to the church house and not the RV. And this is when they finally run inside and they meet Credence Leonore Gielgud from Ancient Druid Origins from Stonehenge.
This character, this character, this motherfucking character. What is she?
I don't know.
Is she the queen of the goblins? Is she just a
yeah.
druid? Is she human? Is she an ancient, creepy race?
I assume she's a druid.
She's
from Stonehenge. She's
yes, Stonehenge, and she has a piece of it in her living room.
Yeah, just like in Friday or
Halloween 3. Yeah,
yes, exactly.
Yes, apparently Stonehenge is what? No, this lady. I did write. It took me the second time to write down her full name. Yeah. Credence Leonore Crude. She's pale and she's creepy.
Yeah.
She's got a skull over a cauldron. As all trustworthy people have. And she is hamming it up big time.
Yeah, her acting is
in a
insane,
movie about vegetarian goblins.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can qualify her acting as good or bad, but I think
she's putting in the most besides she's putting in the most in the movie compared to anybody.
Yes.
The most effort into it. I wish she was in the documentary.
I wish she was in the documentary.
Putting so much into it.
Like I said, whether you think she's good or bad in this film, she put the most energy and character into this role.
Yeah.
It was... I didn't know if I should be weirded out by her or
I
not,
love her character.
and I both was and wasn't. Yes.
But yeah, this is when all the pillow-bodied goblins rush into the room.
Well,
or does she gives them the
first she gives them like a
green smoking tea.
Yes, and they drink it.
Of course.
They've been running through the woods from literal fucking monsters.
Yeah, it's very stupid.
And they just drink the tea that she gives them, and the girl screams while running away
up the stairs.
And she melts into the floor.
Yeah.
Like, clearly melts into the floor.
Yeah, this is when all the pillow-bodied goblins run into the thing and start, like, gooping it up. And
yes.
So they get the line. Oh, my God. I gotta move.
Real quick, before you get to it, because it's amazing. But the thing that they're eating from, or quote-unquote eating from, it's one of those, I don't know if it's good or bad. Because it's sickening, but it's dumb.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't understand the rules of this liquid they feed them, because certain people turn into flowers or trees or half trees. She melts into like a gloopy, gloppy substance
like
of nothing.
Yeah.
Like a cocoon. Like a bug.
It's like a hole in the ground. It like melts the floor.
Yes, and a melted cocoon into the floor made of slime and goo.
Yeah,
and
very stupid.
They're just like scooping it up and shoving it on the face of their unmovable masks. And he said, you get the best reaction. They're eating her. And then they're gonna eat me. Oh my God.
As it closes up on his face, there's like a fly on his forehead.
Yes. Also, though, how can he see her? He's watching her through the floor?
Yeah, it's very bad and stupid, but it's a great scene.
It is an icon. It's
amazing.
It's so amazing, and this is one of the scenes. This is a scene where the humor 100% comes from bad acting and bad direction.
Oh yeah,
and I'm wondering, because I feel bad for some of the actors in bad films sometimes, because there are some times where bad lines given can make a good actor bad.
Yeah.
See The Happening. See anything M. Night Shyamalan has directed for the most part.
Or anything
but you know, some of these, I don't know if some of these are because Arnold, the actor. No offense to him. Oh, I mean, you know, I got just his take here to go on. He the same with the scream when he gets stabbed.
Yeah.
It's so unemotional. It's so detached.
But also like just the way his like weird cadence of talking, just like his natural like okay, blah blah blah. His weird cadence. He sounded the exact same way in the documentary. Like 18 years later, he sounds the exact same. Like he was actually just like being natural for him. I guess the yells were terrible, but he was being very natural for the way he actually speaks. And that was kind of interesting to hear.
Yeah.
But yeah, we gotta start moving. We're like 5 seconds into this goddamn movie.
Oh, by the way, the lady just referred to the goblins as kids. We're about a quarter of the way in, and I know because I was trying to watch it in pieces, and this is where I was literally at this scene on my phone as I pulled up here today.
Yeah, I was saying, how long is this crap? Yeah, this is...
I would say there's a Sister Elliot subplot that pops up after this.
This is where we smash cut to, the sister's doing a nighttime dance routine in the mirror.
Well, was that? Yeah, there was some subplot with them, and she's in the mirror. Honestly, I think I didn't write down my notes. There's some Sister Elliot subplot. I don't give a shit. Yeah. I don't. Elliot is a fucking worthless character.
He's bad.
Like,
one thing I did point out, the she's wearing a Garfield t-shirt, and the kid's wearing like a G.I. Joe t-shirt. I'm like, how did they get away with that? I wrote like in my notes again. Like Elliot actually sleeps in a bed with his friends. Weirdly enough.
Yeah. That's the next day, or
oh yeah. No, this is like they wake up the next day after her weird dancing.
Well, there's
seeing Grandpa Seth. She sees Grandpa Seth, knowing it's real.
I said, yeah.
And they kind of just drop it for the night.
She talks to the Grandpa Mirror. It's like Joshua, and the sister freaks out, and they don't see it, and there's a bad scene in the room, and they switch rooms. Holly and Josh switch rooms, which is important.
Yeah, he says like, "Oh, I was trying to find you, but I didn't know which room you were in."
Yeah, you could freeze time, but you can't see which room that she's in. Also, there's a weird bathroom in that room.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, this is when we see Elliot and his friends wake up in the shed, like in the weird bed together.
One more time, again, before we get to that.
Oh, jeez, dude.
And one more line. He's like, the powers of evil are strong here. Even I can feel it. Like he makes mention of how evil this town is.
Yeah.
The town of Nilgbog.
Yeah. We'll get there. The next
morning,
Elliot and his friends kind of leave, and this when they
two of them are in bed naked.
The one headband friend is like, I'm gonna go into town.
Because they didn't bring no food.
Yeah.
They didn't bring anything.
Yeah, so he's just walking out of town, and this is when you meet Sheriff Gene Freak.
I was saying, why do they need Holly, by the way, if they're all sleeping together?
Yeah, I know, right? I guess what we're so upset about him about.
They come to the family at one point, there's just the chunky milk. They refer to it as, like, actual chunky.
Yeah, it's actually disgustingly important, yeah. This is when you meet Sheriff Gene Freak, the bandana friend. I wrote in my notes, best actor in the movie, question mark? Just Sheriff Gene Freak?
No, he's not. The druid lady is still the best, whether she's good or bad. Because he came across as creepy.
Yeah, he came across as authentic, weird, like Southern sheriff, though.
Later on, I think he lost.
Oh yeah, we had some funny lines later that are really bad.
Yeah,
like in the car, he gives him a sandwich or something, but he's like, here, eat this, and he like tries to eat. He's like taking fake bites of it. I noticed there's like no bite gone in the food for like a couple of scenes.
I believe it.
Yeah, it was really funny.
This is, I feel like, one of the smartest things the goblins did was
be nice and give him food.
Nice and give you normal looking fucking food.
Yeah, it's
so dumb. My god.
But this is when they get to the weird. I wrote like a weird
Nilgbog Road.
Yeah, they finally get to the grocery store.
And again, like, where are all the girls at? And he's like,
yeah, and he just drives off
like a weirdo.
Yeah, this is when it's I still wrote in my notes, a weird Fire Marshal Bill looking ass store owner. He says, do you got any coffee? There's no coffee in Nilgbog.
That's the devil's drink.
Eggs? We're vegetarians here. Have some Nilgbog milk. It's high in vitamin content.
I wrote my notes. That shopkeeper is more goblin than the masked actors.
Yeah.
He is so creepy and weird.
I wrote my segment, the best line. That was definitely my favorite line of the whole movie. That's the devil's drink. and then it has high in vitamin content. We're all vegetarians here. Now another time to bring up the documentary. We're like not going to make any progress on this. The writer, the director's wife, also Italian, doesn't speak English seemingly, said that the reason she made the goblins vegetarians is because her friends in college were vegetarians and it pissed her off.
Yes.
So she wanted to make a movie where vampires were vegetarians.
I will give her credit, though.
That's an interesting idea.
It's unique. It's
Oh yeah, it's a very interesting concept
I
to come
like
as.
that.
Yeah, and also like vegetarians are famously annoying. I, as a pescatarian, am completely exempt from this. but
no, I feel like it makes
very funny.
It's also
interesting. Yeah,
it's interesting, and it's actually kind of smart because it makes it so the goblins just don't kill them outright.
Yeah.
They want to eat these people, but they don't want to eat them regular, so they have to turn them into plants first. So they have to trick them. The movie is dumb, but that's one of the few great ideas I will give the film credit for. There's some good writing and good moments in here.
Yeah, I wanted to say
outside of
all the terrible acting.
Nilgbog milk, it's got high in iron content.
I would say the actor who plays that's what I wrote about the end of the thing. The weird actor who plays the store owner. Is like talking about how he was like just leaving a mental hospital when he heard about the filming of this movie. He smoked an enormous amount of pot that just to keep him sane during the filming. He had no idea what was going on. He said he didn't see it for 20 years.
They showed him at the screening. He didn't want to go up on stage for the Q&A.
Yeah.
They literally saw him in the audience and like, hey, do you want to come on? Like, encourage him.
Yeah,
and that's when he was very happy. And that's one thing I will genuinely say this is nice. And I feel like we're in an age nowadays where this may not be as authentic or genuine because everyone wants to be stars and there's social media. But like, I feel like people didn't realize what bad films or even just a film in general can mean to some people.
Oh yeah.
And this film is rough to watch on your own, but literally you got to watch it if you got friends. You don't eat too much before because you will throw up. But it is ridiculous and it is fun to watch with friends. Yeah. And I can see why this has become a cult classic.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And getting to see the reactions, like the father actor when he got to see the screenings, how everyone loved him and was so happy to see him and hear the line and just have a fun time with him. It was so genuine. And I'm gonna pimp out myself a little quick story. So I'm part of Cleveland's Rocky Horror Picture Show cast here, Simply as Servants. And back in 2012, we put on a floor show of Phantom of the Paradise.
Oh, I loved it.
And I got to play Beef, played by Garrett Graham. And I got to meet him, and I had such a fun time meeting him. And this was a little bit before a bit more of the boom of the convention circuit. Yeah. And you could tell he was so happy to be there. And one of our cast director took his daughter to meet him, and when she realized who he was, she loved it too. And it was really nice to see, and you could tell the genuine love on his face, to being appreciated for this role that he did. And that's one thing I will say about these weird films that get cult classic status that I don't think you don't get when you get the big films, is you get to see individual how much it means to them. Because this role is big for some of these actors. Chris Hemsworth playing Thor, he's done plenty more. Chris Evans, I'm sure they enjoy the fame for it, but they're not going to get the same level of love and respect as an appreciation of what a film could do than the people who did these films. So there's my fun little. I have another drink of alcohol here because I need to get a little more loopy.
Yeah, of course.
I got a little too hard in the film in Troll 2.
Also, we need to make some dang progress in this weird story of this movie because there's a lot of nonsense scenes. Like right now, when the father and the son go to town and nobody's anywhere and all the stores are closed.
Yes.
And this is when he finally looks in the mirror and sees Nilgbog. It's Goblin spelled backwards.
What a twist!
Yeah, whoa. This is when we see Credence show up at the
Credence
house.
Leonard Gilgord.
Yep. She shows up at the house with a bunch. I wrote in my notes. She goes to their house with a bunch of flies around around the house.
She got a cake for the neighbors because they show her with the Arnold kid who's now a tree.
Yeah.
A tree, and she calls him my little flower, even though he's a tree. She's watering him. He's stuck into a plant.
Yeah, which they actually the actor said in the documentary that they nailed his own shoes that he owned and bought into the bottom of that plant, and then forced him to stand there for about 4 or 5 hours.
It was 14 hours.
14 hours.
And he was complaining because his legs were going numb.
Yeah, and this is when they put the weird mouthpiece in.
Yes, so they gagged him. This director. But she offers them food.
She goes to the house and is all weirdly talking about the daughter creepily.
Yes, daughter is appetizing.
Yeah, she looks crazy and her teeth are insane. This is when we come back to the father having just decided to take a nap on the bench, and the son wanders off and finds a sermon about people just complaining about how humans eat meat.
Yeah, they go to the church. They talk about humans being disgusting because they eat meat, and meat is disgusting.
Oh yeah, this one he sees the family has not left.
Holly Elliott plot. Oh, that's right. They see that. Fuck this. She punches him. Who cares? Josh gets caught, and then they're holding him down, trying to feed him the food.
Yeah, and this is funny because the documentaries thing.
I say what I wrote in my notes. Creamy food force fed to a child.
Yeah.
What the flying fuck? They are trying to force feed creamy food to a child.
It's very creepy. They're like holding it in his face. And the creepy store owner guy in the documentary said that like there was this 8-year-old Mormon kid in the movie, and I hated his guts. And when I had that food, I really wanted to shove his face into it because I hated him so much.
Which, ironically, wasn't he the one filming?
Yeah, I was curious if they talked to him like, yeah, that was me.
I wanted to. I wonder if they didn't because they were afraid.
Yeah, he might kill him on the spot.
That was probably seconds after he said, I was recently released from a mental hospital.
Yeah, it was very intense. But like, yeah, he says,
he eats some movie over.
Yeah, well, he says, don't worry. He's like, wait, they're trying to leave, and then the sheriff and the creepy store owner are about to go after the dad after he saves the kid. And he says, no, wait, we need to wait for some things to happen. And that's the end of the scene.
I wrote in my notes here when I paused to go to the movie to go blow my nose during this scene, like when they're trying to feed him and get saved. And I wrote, boy, I forgot how tedious this movie could be. And then I went and got some more alcohol.
Yeah, of course.
I figured that was just a fun little anecdote there. I legitimately, I paused this. I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot how tedious this could be. Yeah. And I went and got some more alcohol. It helps.
And this is when like when they're driving back, they find the daughter, and they're like, Elliot, you gotta leave your friends. You can't have friends if you're gonna date my daughter. And then he just kind of leaves his friend there by himself. And then,
he just leaves him. He's like, okay, I'll leave my friends.
And this is when Drew, I found out the headband kid who went to the store is Drew. He goes and finds Arnold, and is like, hey, Arnold, what are you doing here? And he just like he rips the weird mouthpiece out, and he's just like, just get me out of here, Drew. Just get me out of here. Yeah. He's very chill.
Yeah, he is so, I wrote some of this. Pull the plot. He's like, pull the plot. Oh my gosh, I can't fucking talk already.
Yeah, right.
Let's see. Yeah, creepy boy can't move.
This one,
his mouth. Pull the pot quick.
Yeah, he's dragging his full body. It's so stupid. I just want to come back to the dad and the sister and the son.
Well,
finally
hold
getting
on.
back
You missed what both of these two guys' last scenes. Because Drew gets like backhanded onto the bed, and he seems all weirdly like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get some on the bed.
Weird.
And then Drew is like, you need to be punished. So she pulls out a chainsaw and starts to like presumably cut him down. He's laughing.
Arnold down. Yeah, and he's like, you guys giggling because it tickles. It's so weird and stupid.
Yeah, and that's the last you see both characters.
Yep.
So presumably, he got turned into more food?
Yeah, they were eaten.
Did that guy get fucked and eaten? What happened?
Who knows? It's very stupid and bad.
Is he now goo all over her bed sheets?
Hey man, we got a hoedown to get to. The mom is having a hoedown in her house. It's very bad.
Oh boy, I forgot. I rewatching my notes. I forgot about this.
Yep.
What is this scene? Like,
just the whole family over there. Oh yeah, Elliot's part of the family now. Elliot sits with them when the dad, the son, and the daughter all arrive. This is when they're having a dance, and the kid once again is the only one freaking out about this.
This is the weird dance, and they're all just standing around the family creepily.
Yeah, and this is when the kid gets called by Grandpa Seth upstairs again, and Grandpa Seth pulls out an axe and gives the kid a Molotov cocktail.
No. You missed a whole bunch here. Because, first off, the entire time, the town's watching the family, like, eat. Yes, they're all the entire 26-person town standing around them, staring at them, watching for them try to eat this food.
The green food.
So the kid goes to the mirror, like, Grandpa Seth, and then a goblin jumps out.
Yeah.
Why?
I think it's does he the Grandpa Seth? The axe. Like Grandpa Seth with the axe save cuts off the goblin's hand, and then jumps. Then the reverse shot back inside the mirror, and it's Credence.
Yes,
that's the goblin.
He appears out of nowhere while like kids he like chops off the hand, and she's like, "Wah!" like freaking out, hamming it up. So wonderful. But then she sticks it in the Stonehenge rock and it gets healed.
Yeah.
What? Why? What? Yes, that's when Grandpa gives Joshua a Molotov cocktail.
Yep.
And he grabs a fire extinguisher saying, I'll confuse them with this. This is one of the moments where I'm confused. Is Grandpa Seth dead? Is he not dead? Is he like spirit?
Ghost that can help, I guess.
What kind of ghost spirit is he? Is he actually like? I did write, by the way, white people have no rhythm.
They're all dancing.
They're clapping.
a lot of thinking weird.
It's so fucking weird.
It's so bizarre. But yeah, Grandpa says that they're outside with the axe and the fire extinguisher and the Molotov.
They burn down the house.
And this is when the weird what is it? The weird like
Preacher.
Yeah, the preacher.
He grabs the
goblin,
cocktail.
Just grabs it and says like, "I'm gonna send your grandpa back to the kingdom of shadows." What? Yeah, I'm gonna send him back to hell.
Yes! I'm like, whoa.
Grandpa
And he
says
tries
in
to
hell?
leave, but then Grandpa force lightnings the bottle.
Yeah.
Like, this movie had Force Lightning before The Last Jedi, which, by the way, The Last Jedi is the best Star Wars movie. Anyone telling you wrong
That's
and different is wrong.
Prequels in this movie.
Tweet at me at Ed Bobichek.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's right. Tweet at me, bros.
Please do.
Tweet at me, ladies.
So this is when he says the whole family comes outside when the priest is burning and on fire.
Yes.
Everyone tries to put him out, and this is when he turns into a weird little goblin creature. The family
Yes.
finally realizes that they're goblins.
I loved, by the way, when they going back to the documentary real quick. Like even the father because he runs to the post. Then he turns back to the wall when he hadn't seen and grabs the fire extinguisher as if he knew it was there. And even the actor was like, he asked the director like later on, how would I have known? It doesn't matter. And I've heard that quote before. It's a movie. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah. You'll hear that a lot when you like listen to a lot of like Hollywood podcasts or anything in like Los Angeles. There's a lot of people who will go like, whenever an actor or a writer will say like, but this doesn't make sense, they'll say, oh, who cares? It's a movie, or it doesn't matter. It's a movie. It's like, that's insane to me.
Right, like, it's one thing, come up with some fake excuse. Honestly, I would respect you more if you gave me a fake excuse than, don't worry, it's a movie.
Yeah, I would say I always have that like thought in my head because I'm like an amateur writer with the Forgotten Minotaur King stuff.
Which are, by the way, fantastic. You should tune in every Monday.
Yeah, please do. But I was thinking, like, I always think in my head, I want to ask like all the writers. I listen to like thousands of podcasts. Like, you guys, a lot of you are writers. Whenever you're doing a script or a movie or a show, at some point you need like everyone to be stupid for the plot to progress. And I'm like, how do you process that in your head? Like, are you like, you know what, it doesn't matter, or you're just like, I need this to happen, so who cares? We'll hand wave it. Like, stupid stuff happens all the time. And I'm just like, how do you like comprehend that in your head? You know, it's just like weird and bizarre. This whole movie is that though. It's a crazy person made it.
Yeah.
But this is when the whole family, they're like, you killed one of ours, and the whole town turns on them, revealing that they're actually all goblins. Yeah. And they, for some reason, let everyone get back into the house.
But I wrote, the death of the fellow goblin makes them want to kill the family even more than they already wanted to kill and eat them.
Yeah.
Like, you already brought them here to literally devour them as if you trick them and turn them into plants.
Yeah.
But they killed one of you and you get mad? Like, come on, you crazy little fuckers.
Yeah, and also this is when Credence turns young for some reason.
Yes!
I wrote, why did Credence turn young if the jig is already up with the family?
She's just a hot chick for no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, I will give credit to the makeup artist for this, because that's the same actress.
Yeah, she
looks very different.
Yeah, she looks very, very pretty when she's normal.
Very
not
pretty.
crazy looking.
I will say, though, that I think as a druid, like, she doesn't look bad. She looks,
She's interesting and funny. But yeah, she shows like obviously somebody like a normal young actress made up to look crazy.
Yes,
with the
but
makeup.
there's the makeup work for her alone was actually, I think, a high point of this film, and that does deserve credit, because when you first meet her, she's all pale weirdo. She doesn't look completely crazy. She turns hot, and she has a complete transformation.
Yeah.
And then there's those weird moments in between when her mouth is crusted over, and she's like in massive amounts of pain, missing a hand, and she looks monstrous. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, cool.
She's a great actress.
Yes,
I'm sure she's good in other stuff.
Fantastic.
Yeah, this is when she like pops up at the thing with the one remaining friend.
Well, so yeah, because it turns from midday, they're right to the house, and then it cuts to night, basically.
Yep. Yeah, but Credence has appears on the TV with some weird '90s game show music, seducing a friend who's just sitting there by himself waiting because all of his friends are dead or gone.
Yeah, he's just hanging out and they're watching TV. She shows up with corn, and then she turns on the TV, and it's like, oh, this isn't, television. I'm right outside.
Yeah, it's
and then,
very bizarre.
Why? What is this scene? Okay, there's a lot of, clearly, that's why I think these guys didn't need names. Because they were clearly just fodder to be killed off and show what the goblins can do to people and everything.
Yeah.
This is the one guy I think doesn't get a name, and he doesn't die. She has sex with him. She kisses him while they both eat corn.
Yeah, in terms of
then
popcorn.
Like, I want popcorn.
I wrote my notes, popcorn's tossed off screen. Just at them, literally getting in their eyes, and it's hilarious.
Yes.
Oh, so bad. And this is when, like, finally, yeah, I guess we presume that friend's possibly dead. But then they finally come back to the stupid family.
Does he die?
I guess. He's not seen again, so who gives a shit?
No, he does pop up. He's like, no more popcorn.
Oh, yeah, he just leaves him alive. Yeah.
Yeah. But they talk about seancing Grandpa.
Yeah.
The whole family is like, Grandpa Seth, we need him. How do we get him? I guess we could do a seance.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wrote, like, cutting back to the mom's crazy face, and I said, then, like, they're all doing the seance suddenly. And then, does Joshua turn into a goblin?
No.
Because they're, like, all, like, in the circle, like, Joshua, and then suddenly a goblin is, like, there, it pops out, and Joshua's not there. It's very bizarre. I don't know what the hell's happening.
I wonder if he just, like, switched place.
Yeah, he switched place. Like, like, later it's shown, they switched, because, like, I think, like, he's somewhere else later.
Well, we missed the whole part where the goblins have guns, and they use them to scare the family.
Yeah.
And attack them.
Oh, yeah, the sheriff's like, here's a bag of sandwiches. Eat it. It'll be easier that way. And like, throws the bag at the front of the door.
Yes.
It's very funny.
Yes. Right, because I wrote, kid is replaced by a goblin. They
Yeah.
start attacking the family and invade the house in a terrible action scene.
Yeah. The goblin goes to the house and starts chasing them with everyone busts into the house. He goes to the final meeting area with at Credence's base or whatever the fuck that is.
Yes.
Yeah, we got a bunch of random ghost rules from the deck. Are you Grandpa Seth? Like, I only have this much power. I can only use this
10
much.
minutes.
Yeah.
You only have 10 minutes. During the fight scene when in the house, the goblins just appear out of nowhere. Like, they're in the second floor before they even got up to the second floor.
Yeah.
One of my favorite moments here is when they're, like, walking down the hallway, and clearly there was a little person waiting, like, right off screen. Clearly, because the way he jumped, like...
Yeah.
They would have had to pass the staircase. How did he get there without you seeing him run up the staircase or seeing him standing at the staircase? Because he jumped from like the back, like past
awful.
where they've already walked. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, we're finally winding down to the end of this ridiculous movie, though.
Oh goodness!
I wrote like, in the base, the Grandpa Seth tells him like the stone is her power, and I wrote, if the stone is if all of the goblins' power, why wasn't it in the Peter story at the beginning?
Yeah, like that would have been a good thing to mention, and it would have been better foreshadowing than just showing up at a random house.
Yeah, and then the goblin finally talks. It's just like, we will eat you, Joshua. Oh, that's at the end. Wait, let me see.
Yeah, they do say something about that.
Oh no, yeah, they talk like, we're going to eat you, Joshua, and they start like throwing him around and attacking him, and they just like they really manhandle this kid. He's like being shoved and grabbed and thrown like all over the place. Oh god! I wrote multiple repeating shots of them falling over when he like starts destroying the stone.
Because Grandpa Seth gives him a bag of something, and he said, only take out the contents when you really need it.
Yeah.
Why? And he's like, we had to touch the rock. Will it work? I hope so.
Yeah.
Like this ending is.
I forget it every time I watch this movie.
I forgot about it so just now. But why?
He pulls out the bag and it's a triple-decker bologna sandwich.
Yes. Well, no. Before he pulls it out, the family is cornered by the goblins, and the father's like, "Please, let's talk. We're all humans here." No, you fucking are not.
Oh god.
You are not all humans. They're clearly not humans. Like they are burlap sack wearing, pillow stuffed, fake Halloween mask wearing things.
Oh god, this movie's the best.
This is where the boy wakes up in the popcorn.
Oh god, really?
Yeah. So I think Grandpa Seth and Joshua touch the rock, and the Druid lady screams.
He eats the sandwich.
So the goblin.
They're all disgusted by the sandwich.
That's right. He pulls the bologna sandwich and eats it, and she screams. So the goblin's like, "Oh, our queen is in trouble. We got to go."
Yeah,
which you can't see my terrible mouth lip moving.
They also are like dying and exploding, and they're like, I saw multiple repeating shots of them falling over.
Well, not yet, because that's when the family shows up. Only Grandpa Seth, they pop up. Actually, no.
My notes are pretty much cut off at this point because I was like, "What the fuck is happening?"
It's all dumb. So I think it was they go to the rock and the druid summons them. She screams for some reason and summons them back. And Grandpa Seth is like, "Only the power of goodness can defeat the goblins. I've got to go now," and he vanishes. He's gone. Grandpa Seth is gone.
Yeah, he also tells him, "Oh, I'm not in hell." At some point, I forgot when that was.
He might have. So the druid lady tosses Josh to the goblins, and they corner him with a pile of green sick. That's when he pulls the sandwich out It's baloney.
Yep.
And they are so angry at this. He doesn't even like wave it at them. He just pulls it out.
Yep.
And they act as if he is threatening them.
It's really terrible.
So
so stupid.
And he eats it, and they're like, "Oh no! Like they're acting as if like someone in their family just died,
Yeah,
or
it's
something."
all very
That's
stupid.
when the family shows up, and they all touch the stone, and like you said, it's multiple shots of the goblin spitting out blood and convulsing and
falling
screaming
over
and
being dying.
oh my gosh! And it's just. They're just touching. They're not even like trying to destroy it or go into it.
No.
They're literally just touching it.
Yeah.
They're doing what you should not be doing currently in the middle of this outbreak. They're touching something.
Yeah, they're looking the what's it called, the subway station poles and getting corona.
Yes.
Who knows?
This scene was so gross. It was so confusing. And the lighting is honestly a bit seizure-inducing because there's a lot of like flashing lights and strobing.
It's all very bad and terrible. Goes on way too long.
Yes, I mean,
yeah.
I couldn't tell you how long it is, but I swear to God, it both feels like 5 seconds and 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's awful. They finally kill the goblins. I guess they get into the car.
I don't know. They show the scenes and they're touching the rock. Cut to, they pull into the driveway at home.
Yeah, they're done.
That was it. They don't see them leaving. They just. At home. They're home now.
The boyfriend's like, I gotta go home. And then, like, his daughter, like, I'll go with you or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And then the husband's like, I gotta go to work. And then the mom
it's like, I gotta go to work and tell him. So just Josh and Mom go inside because I was about to do stupid shit. Who fucking cares?
Yeah, and this is when the kid's like, I'm glad to be back home. We see his weird, like, all the Superman, Batman posters in his room again.
Yeah.
As he goes upstairs.
Well, the mothers, they're talking in the kitchen very nonchalantly. I'm burping it. This is gonna sound great. She's just nonchalantly eating. Hiccuping now.
Yeah, or winding down. Your body knows we're winding down.
She's just casually eating an apple. And they're talking. I'm gonna go take a shower. Like they just went through this traumatic experience where they literally had to kill a bunch of creepy monster goblins.
Yeah,
that were trying to eat
chill.
and kill them and everything. Nothing happened.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll all just be really relaxed. The kid goes up in his room. Does he get attacked by a goblin or something?
He goes to talk to his grandpa, but he hears this strange noise. So that's when he goes to the bathroom.
Yeah, and
No, not yet.
He goes downstairs and sees the food.
He goes downstairs.
Oh no, not yet.
And a baseball comes down the stairs.
Yeah,
a baseball. That's weird. And he picks it up, and it says in weird green text on the baseball, like
more
it did
green
earlier.
frosting,
Yummy. Mommy is so good.
Yeah, and just when he goes upstairs
to the
shower,
bathroom,
like
and it's all green.
Yeah, there's green goo all in the shower.
Oh no! So then he runs downstairs.
Yeah,
and he sees a bunch of guys. He sees his mother on the table, covered in green goop.
Yeah,
with the same goblins.
Yeah, a weirdly prominent boob shot.
Yes, I didn't catch that. With the same goblins that we see in the entire film, scooping the goop off of her of her naked body and eating it, and the one who could talk goes, "Do you want some, Joshua?"
Yeah.
He screams, freeze frame.
Yeah.
Just like another shitty film that we'll eventually do someday, Sleepaway Camp. Fuck that film. But yes, freeze frame, movie over.
Yep.
The goblins didn't die, apparently.
Yeah, apparently it's not over yet because there's a Troll 3 and 4 that have nothing to do with this.
So there apparently is a film that's an unofficial Troll 3. I remember looking it up.
There's a couple of the Trolls. There's like 4 or 5 of them.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're all bad and terrible, and none of them are connected, I'm pretty sure.
It's called Quest of the Mighty Sword.
Yeah, originally, then called Troll 3.
Also known as Ator 3, the Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
The Hobgoblin, or Troll 3.
Yeah.
Italian fantasy adventure film.
Of course, that's what they're commonly known as. So yeah, that movie was a hilarious watch with friends, a very boring and terrible watch by yourself.
It is rough.
Did you want to do our scenes move first or reviews first?
Let's do our scenes first. So let's start off with moments that we genuinely enjoyed with the cream of the crop.
Yep.
So what was yours?
The one I enjoyed the most because I think it was intentionally supposed to be comedic is obviously the freezing, peeing on the food, and then I'm tightening my belt by one loop to stop hunger pains. I think that was by the director intentionally a funny scene. It was more funny because of how bad it was. But it was still, I think, intentionally, like, enjoying it as it was supposed to be. I believe that was a funny scene with him peeing on the food, and then the father's reaction of, like, not whooping him. That's my cream of the crop. I think it was supposed to be, like, actual funny scene. It was funny.
Well, I guess I'm going to cut to my air freshener, which is that exact scene.
Oh, yeah, that's your air freshener?
Dinner scene, because I felt like the humor from it didn't come from it being intentional. Like, and it was with Joshua saying, "Daddy, what are you gonna do to me on the bed?"
Yeah,
and as he's unpulling his
belt for like 10 seconds.
Fondling the belt. I'm like, is he gonna take it off and beat him?
Yeah, hopefully.
Is there something
all.
sexual coming on here?
Awful.
And then the one thing I did not expect him to say.
Yeah.
Was I'm tightening my belt loop so I don't feel hunger pain.
Yeah, it's a hilarious line right there.
What?
Yeah, it's very stupid. What's your cream of the crop?
So my cream of the crop moment is any time that Credence is on camera.
Yeah,
it's cheating. Every time that she is on camera,
it's supposed to be funny, you think? Or
I don't know if it's supposed to be funny or bad, but she comes across as unnatural. She does not feel human while also looking and acting human. And it just works. It works for me. I enjoy her. I legitimately think that, well, I don't know whether it's supposed to be over the top or good or bad.
Yeah.
I honestly think that she did the exact job. Like, if there's one person who pulled out what the director wanted from their actresses, this woman... This actress 100% pulled off that character.
Oh, yeah.
Credence, it makes no sense in this film at times.
Very goofy.
I don't know if she's the queen of the goblins. I don't know if she summons them. I don't know if she is them. I don't know what she is.
Yeah, exactly. It's never explained
but
either.
I thoroughly enjoy her.
Yeah, she is great.
Chef
kiss.
She,
I will say she is fantastic. But my air freshener. You heard your air freshener?
So my air freshener was your cream of the crop.
My air freshener. Oh, my cream of the crop was the peeing scene in the father. My
literally
air freshener
scene and the piss on hospitality.
My air freshener would be the entire food market scene with the crazy man.
That is a good one.
That was absolutely, I loved every second of that with that's the devil's drink. And it's high in vitamin content.
Yes.
And try some Nilgbog milk. Everything with that character was incredible. The other guy's being sweaty and green and like looking stupid. I was like, do you have any coffee? Do you have any eggs? His lines were hilarious. Yeah, bacon.
We're all vegetarians in Nilgbog.
Yeah.
A creative name. By the way, just as a player, having to spell names backwards to be hidden, that's like so lame. The real fantastic thing are anagrams. And if you don't believe me, ask Gabe from the Forgotten Minotaur King.
Oh yeah, I know, no hints. Maybe more characters from that group coming soon, and also the girl.
If we ever get that first name of that one squad there, I very much would like to know any anagrams you could come up with.
Alluding to more content, there's too much content in the Forgotten Minotaur King. Everyone go listen to it.
Yes, seriously, it's fantastic.
Yeah, the crazy weird store owner guy and the weird friend Drew.
Yes,
that was a great air freshener because it was so stupid and bad, but it was definitely not supposed to be funny.
I agree. That's a good one.
Yeah. Let's see. Bottom of the barrel. Mine is the popcorn scene. It's so unfunny and so bad, and it goes on so long, and it's so pointless. That I just like, why is this even in the movie? I hated it. I like practically would have fast forwarded it if I wasn't doing this podcast. It's so terrible and pointless. What's yours, bro?
So, I need to take a swirl of beer. My bottom of the barrel is from the moment he pulls out the bologna sandwich until the very motherfucking end.
Until the credits?
Because what is the point of him pulling the bologna sandwich out? Okay, it reinforces the whole they don't hate meat.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But then they touch the rock. What the fuck's going on with the rock? Why is touching it bad? They all died. Awesome. But no, they're not dead. The mother dying was interesting, but like it was so weird. And the goblins are still alive. And why are they offering to eat? Yep. Like it was just bad. It was so bad. And then why would you say something to him again? You dumb fucking goblins.
Yeah, I never remember the end of this fucking movie. Every time I finish
forgettable.
it goes out of my head. I remember everything up until they bust into the seance and they bust into the house. After that, I barely remember anything in this movie.
It's a very forgettable ending
Yeah.
for a film that is enjoyable
Yeah.
with people. Like, this ending, it just makes no sense. And like I said, it's sickening, but not in a, like, satisfying way.
Yeah, it's really
like, why are you
unsatisfyingly
watching
bad.
them blow, colored red dye out their mouths, and then
stupid.
fall in a chair and like shake like they're having a seizure? It's dumb. It's dumb, and then it just cuts. There's no finality to this film, and it just
it's
kills it.
awful.
And this is supposed to be the climax. Like, this is supposed to be the very end, and then Grandpa Seth is vanishing.
Yeah, just like a burp, just back in
Exactly. It
the
was just
realm of shadows.
yeah. It was. This is their chance to explain everything and give you an ending. And again, you're going for the whole twist ending. They're not dead, but where was there any evidence of that?
I literally just wanted a twist because that's what the movies do.
Yeah, they wanted.
It's all very bad and stupid.
It was just awful. And
a very forgettable ending to a
it.
very fun movie.
See, I won't lie though. I like the popcorn scene just because it was over the top. Like, again, because also had the druid lady in it.
Yeah, of course, she's great.
She was fantastic. Even in this, even when she was pulling on the whole sexy thing, I was like, damn.
Yeah,
I'd
she
get
was
on with
great.
that. I don't know if I want to eat corn while making out, but
Get weird tiny pieces of corn stuck in your eyes. Like there was tons of tiny kernels of corn like all inside of their eyes. I'm like, that looks
no
awful.
more popcorn.
Oh god, that's fucking this movie.
I mean, that guy is set now, right? Because that was real popcorn.
I guess I don't fucking know.
Also, 1 year of corn did that make a fucking literal Philly camper?
Like I said, it was literally being thrown off camera. You could see like it being like flung at them off camera. It was terrible.
I just want to see the behind the scenes of that.
Well, anything about this movie. Everyone go watch the Best Worst Movie documentary. It's worth it.
Yes, that is 100% what you should do. You need to watch this film and then watch the Best Worst Movie.
Oh,
It is enjoyable.
Yep.
It is very enjoyable.
Now I was gonna hit some reviews.
Let's close the lid on this with some 1-star reviews.
Also, there's no how'd this get in there actors I recognize because I don't recognize anyone from this fucking movie.
Yeah, which is good. So do you want to find the first one?
Yeah, I'll say the 1 out of 10 on IMDb by Fox Tabitha. I'm dumb. Forced to watch. My sister made me watch this. She insisted it was a contagion, a disease she was compelled to spread. After seeing it, I truly understand, relate, and recommend. That's a little bit of that first review.
Yes, 1-star fun. As the film garners an expanding cult following, its reviewers and ranking is improved across the board, which detracts from the mystique as one of the best worst movies of all time. I enjoy this film for the schlock disaster piece that it is, but it still only deserves 1 star. The lower the rating, the more piquant the enjoyment of this terrible movie. From the Great Gazoo next, we have What the Hell Just Happened?
Nice.
So awful, but worth watching for pure astonishment. How bad can a movie be? Look no further. It's all bad.
I got one here from Obello9. 1 out of 10. I bet it was a goblin in disguise. I would like to begin my review by saying that watching this movie will be like taking a hot fork and shoving it into your eye socket for some people, whereas for others, it'll be the funniest effing thing you've ever seen. Also, this movie is a pure masterpiece. It is so bad it's fantastic. I recommend it to everyone, giving 1 view just so you can say you survived its stupidity.
From Kenneth Thomas, by the way, mine are coming from Amazon. Mm-hmm. Horrible. -10 stars for the acting. I couldn't watch more than 15 minutes or so of it. Many movies of the 1980s had bad acting, but this movie's bad acting is even below average for the time. I've watched lots of bad movies and been able to accept them for what they are and still get some entertainment from them. This, however, was more than even I could deal with.
Oh, God. Let's see, I got one by Black Purple 77, Suckfest. This is so horrible yet laughable at the same time. It's definitely worth watching just to goof around with your friends. First off, the fact that I'd never mentioned the super cheap Kmart costumes, creatures as trolls, the friggin' title of the film. But a goblin, I should say, they're losing the concept very quickly. But I guess the fact that the writer had the genius idea of naming the town Nilgbog there was no turning back. Okay, fine, so they're goblins, not trolls, then why throw in leprechaun mythos by having them all be burned by Clover Scar?
That was a weird thing!
Yep, have an evil St. Patty's Day food. Oh god, it's this hilarious scene where the kid prevents his family from eating this food. Hint, urine for a surprise.
That was good.
Oh god.
I was bored, in all caps, I was bored beyond my level of tolerance. I had to force myself to watch this film just to see if there was any change in the elevation to change point, or to some point in which the quality of the screenplay presents itself. Unaltered excrement.
Yes.
That was from Bob Jr. Stephenson. Actually, sorry, Bob Jr. Stephenson.
You want to hit the, what kind of trash is this? Or you
I have one more.
All right.
Terrible acting, terrible script, and for a movie called ... Terrible acting, terrible script, and for a movie called Troll, they kept calling the ugly ones goblins.
The ugly ones.
Could not stand more than 20 minutes of this crap.
Excellent.
So yes, this is actually a harder one for me to come up with, but I feel like I'm gonna be super literal with this. This movie is like expired milk that you find at your friend's house, and you somehow trick to get them to drink, and you're just like laughing at them drinking this chunky milk, and then they throw up all over your carpet.
Nice.
Somehow you're in your house now, because it doesn't make any sense where you're at.
Yep,
Because this movie is so
good.
fucking dumb. So I guess to reiterate, this movie is like spoiled milk found at your friend's house that they drink and then throw up on your rug at your house.
Nice. I was going to say, this would be sticking with the St. Patty's Day theme, a big puddle of green vomit next to a bunch of Solo cups at a party where everyone had a real good time, but it was terrible and gross. This movie was very stupid, very funny, but yeah, a lot of dumb shit in it, and it makes no fucking sense, and it's bad and dumb, and I love it.
No sense.
It's really stupid.
Legitimately, this is a film that I do recommend in a group setting.
Yeah, absolutely don't watch it solo. It's very
You do
boring.
not
You're
watch
by
this
yourself.
alone. Do not watch this movie
That's
alone.
very boring in that case.
It doesn't have the same effect, because this is a film that
What about between the other two movies we watched? Well, I guess we wouldn't recommend watching Fantasy Island, but
don't watch Fantasy Island.
Freddy Got Fingered you can watch by yourself and you still have a great time.
yes, you can
This you should watch with somebody.
Yes, Freddy Got Fingered is a film that is enjoyable alone and in a group. Fantasy Island is just no. This is a film that you need to watch in a group setting, at a screening.
Find a midnight screening if you ever can.
Have some alcohol. It is a film that is enjoyable. Like there is enjoyment to be had. There's some grossness. Like I said, Credence is a fantastic character, played to perfection. Even though I couldn't explain it. And you definitely need to watch The Best Worst Movie, because it's
after watching the movie.
This is that documentary is equivalent to watching or reading Disaster Artist.
Yeah.
The behind the scenes and watching the reaction of the people in it is almost as enjoyable as the film itself.
Absolutely. I'll agree. All right. That's going to wrap it up for this episode. Another longer than any of the other ones. So
Yes,
really,
we
nice
keep
job keeping it short, guy.
I mean...
It's fine. Next week, my movie choice is, given the current horrible plague at the time of this recording and the game coming out very soon, Resident Evil 3, our movie is Resident Evil Apocalypse.
Oh boy, I cannot wait because I actually kind of like those films, so I'm kind of curious.
They're
I'm revisiting this.
Yeah,
So
some real early aughts nonsense in for that with you. All right, well, that's going to be us. Any plugs, Ed?
You can still find my old reviews at darkstation.com. Other than that, you can find me on Twitter at @BobinCheck if you want to get a hold of me, and at Movie Garbage if you'd like to tweet at the show. And feel free to do so there. So you would encourage me to start updating and tweeting more, because 2 kids and a quarantine and all these things is... I don't go on Twitter as much as I should since this all started. So
yeah, hopefully you'll be inspired too.
Yes, I need some inspiration. So please tweet at me. Tweet at me your name backwards at Movie Garbage.
Oh God.
I want your name backwards at Movie Garbage, please.
All right.
Let's get this gravy train rolling, and hopefully if we get any good ones in the next few episodes, I will tweet or not tweet. I will not only retweet them, but I will mention them here on the podcast.
Oh,
so get on
there
it,
you
y'all.
go. All right, so my next thingamajig. Well, this is gonna be a while before we record these things. Whatever. It'll be weeks, months from now, probably.
That's why I said the next few episodes because
yeah. Okay, Matthew Lewis P on Twitter. Hit me up on that for Matthew Lewis Podcasts with our huge empire of shows. Forgotten Minotaur King, 11 writing that. Keep that going. Action Toon Bros, of course, with me and Ben Surgeon. Keep that up if you like animated shows that are really good. Right now, fortunately, we're finally covering good shows as opposed to this show we're covering shitty movies. Matthew Lewis Podcasts on Patreon and YouTube. Follow those thingamajigs.
yes,
That's on me. Okay.
Definitely check into the Forgotten Minotaur King because as we inch closer, you are, by the way, with the person who created the concept of and performed the actions of the character of Krunturg. I am thoroughly enjoying finding out what has transpired in this world because there are things I don't even know, and I was the character. So I just gotta throw out more plugs for it because it is fantastic. And it's just wonderful. So
right.
get on it.
All right, guys. We're going to send you off with a big old
oof, my goof. Ha ha.